We have a brand new Bloomberg Politics Battleground state poll out today looking at North Carolina, which remains an essential part of Donald Trump's narrow path to victory in November. In a four-way race, our poll shows Hillary Clinton leading among likely voters by just 1 percentage point. She's up 44 to 43% over Trump. Clinton is up by the same margin in a two-way race there in North Carolina, according to our poll. That is slightly tighter than another new poll where it shows the Tar Heel state. This one is from a batch of Quinnipiac University surveys released this afternoon. So let's look at those. Take a look at this map. There we have Hillary Clinton up by 3 points, 46 to 43% among likely voters in North Carolina. New Q polls put Clinton up 5 points in Florida, 46 to 41%, and up 4 points in Pennsylvania, 45 to 41%. All of those measured in four-way races. But in Ohio, the outlier, Trump seems to be gaining ground. There, Quinnipiac has him leading Clinton by 5 points among likely Buckeye voters, 47 to 42%. Now, there is one more poll that I want to show you. Let's take a look at this. In New Mexico, a state that would ordinarily be considered safely stashed in Clinton's column, an Albuquerque Journal survey released yesterday shows Clinton beating Trump by just 4 points, 35 to 31%. Now, how is that possible, you might ask, because New Mexico has been blue for a pretty long time. Well, you got to think about Libertarian candidate Gary Johnson, who is a two-time governor, of course, of the land of enchantment. He polls a hefty 24% of likely voters in that poll. So, Mark, looking at all that stuff, those Q polls, our poll, the Albuquerque Journal poll, where does that leave the electoral math and the electoral map?
Well, Trump has fallen behind further than he was going into the first debate. He had the momentum, and he had polled almost even with Clinton, where there was a plausible electoral college path. He must win Florida and North Carolina to have a chance. He's behind in those states. But if you look at where she is in these polls, you look at where he is, he can come back, particularly if Gary Johnson gets a decent percent chance to vote. I think for Trump to win, he needs some combination of, besides the big three in Iowa, Ohio, North Carolina, Florida, and Iowa, he needs probably 3 small states, unless he can win Pennsylvania, which looks less likely. The reality is, I think Trump needs to win both debates. He needs probably Clinton to have some big stumble or disclosure, and he needs to perform day in and day out better. Without those things, I think he will get tens of millions of votes. I think he'll get over 200 electoral votes, but he'll lose.
Yeah. I mean, the worrying thing for Trump are a couple things you said, a couple worrying things. One is the Gary Johnson vote is starting to collapse now, and you're starting to see it in some of these polls. And as that happens, it seems to be accruing to Hillary Clinton's benefit. A lot of that vote is going to end up in her column or staying home. You look at a lot of those small states that he has to put together if he's going to make that map work once he wins the essential ones. Put aside this New Mexico thing, it's a little bit of an anomaly. But in Nevada, where he's been ahead, she suddenly looks like she's ahead. Colorado looks like she's ahead by a lot. Pennsylvania is probably out of reach. New Hampshire, she's always been stronger than him there. It's just, the dauntingness of it. This lost week for Trump, when he was right on the brink of maybe being even with her, to suddenly see himself slipping on all these fronts right now. If I'm in the Trump campaign, I am scared.
I'll say again, I've said it from the beginning, she's the favorite. He's been hurt badly in the last week, but we shouldn't overreact. A good week for him, a bad week for her, he can get back close to parity, but he's always going to have a narrower path.
Polls are a snapshot in time, but the time is running out.